When you're Captain America, are you allowed to stand for your own ideals? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then every day is dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Don't forget to support this great industry by picking up these issues yourself if you really do enjoy them, online or at your local comic book store. This is the beginning of all new, all different Sam Wilson Captain America, issue number 1 and 2. Eventually, this will lead to Avengers standoff. Sam Wilson is Captain America ever since Steve Rogers lost his super soldier serum and aged rapidly. We have the link to that video down below. Now, Sam is standing in the Phoenix International Airport looking at all of the flights, thinking to himself how he loves his country, and that's why he does what he does. He then takes a seat in coach between two what can only be explained as party animals begin to talk to each other. They start trying to talk over Sam to each other, so he asks them if they would just like to sit next to each other. That's when one of them takes his bottle caps and holds them over Sam's eyes and realizes he's sitting next to Captain America. But how did Sam get on a plane flying coach back home anyway? Well, it all started earlier, when Hydra on hovercrafts opened fire on him. While he was flying into their ship, Misty Knight was kicking members of Hydra in the face, and Dumpy was hacking their ship trying to land it. So Sam goes deeper until a shot finally hits him in the shoulder, and he hits the ground. There stands Crossbones. Crossbones, almost didn't recognize you with this being a halfway successful operation and all. I hear ya, nice right? Yeah, take one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s top scientists, tell him he's being transferred to a hush-hush project, then drop him in a decommissioned helicarrier full of Hydra guys pretending to be S.H.I.E.L.D., and just watch him work? I like it. Very Ocean's 11. Gotta assume you didn't come up with it though. You know me too well, buddy. We got some big brains upstairs at Hydra. And Crossbones jumps in ready to fight. It didn't take long for Sam to beat him and bring him back to S.H.I.E.L.D., where Sam discovered he wasn't very welcome in the eyes of the S.H.I.E.L.D. director, Maria Hill. As Sam brought Crossbones in, Maria tased him in his family jewels, insisting that Sam be escorted out of the base and have his pass removed. Sam understands that she isn't a fan of him right now, but not even a thank you? She tells S.H.I.E.L.D. troops to show Captain America the door. He explains that things have been weird for him ever since he took over as Captain America. He thought the job would be simple. Beat a few supervillains, get yourself on an Avengers team, maybe ride in a parade once in a while. But after he really got into his groove, he felt like something was off. America was off. Between politics, shifty individuals in office, and Hydra infiltrating various levels of US government, the country is being torn apart. And Sam felt like it was his duty to side and take a stance. Sam Wilson is a man with strongly held beliefs and opinions. So he decided to go public recently, stating what he felt about the American government in an attempt to bring folks together. And that's when newspaper articles read, Captain America versus the Constitution, Sam Wilson, anti-Captain America, Sam Wilson, hand in your shields. It didn't quite go as Sam had planned. So Sam acted on his next idea, to start a hotline up where everyone can call up with their problems that Captain America can handle. That also didn't go as planned, as every one of the brothers started leaving calls demanding that Captain America stop even the most mundane problems. Which leads us to why Captain America was on a flight from Arizona. There was one legit call that he wanted to act on, a missing persons report. A grandmother who had lost her grandson, Joaquin, to the Sons of the Serpents. So Sam got his partners, Misty and Dumpy, and moved on it to see what they can find. But this is also when Sam learned that they were running out of money fast and needed to fly coach to Arizona. It's expensive to fuel a Quinjet. The Sons of the Serpents stopped another group of immigrants trying to cross the border, and that's when Sam came swooping in to fight against them. Using Red Wing, his bird, and his skills, the Sons of the Serpents weren't much of a fight. But things got even messier for Captain America as a ship landed and outwalked an aged Steve Rogers, demanding that Sam stand down. The news picked up on that right away. Captain America versus Captain America. But once again, how did we get to Steve Rogers hating Sam? Why did Maria Hill and S.H.I.E.L.D. hate Sam? Boy, this story takes a lot of backtracking, doesn't it? That's because one of Maria Hill's initiatives she approved was the Kobik plan. The idea was to take a piece of the Cosmic Cube and use it to alter supervillains to turn them into normal individuals. This would revolutionize the prison system, as the prisoners wouldn't even know that they were in prison. A modern-day Pleasantville, if you will. Maria Hill took the heat, claiming that the plan was never going to be enacted, and it was one of the many proposals that she had at her desk. But it was an individual going by the name The Whisperer that hacked into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s computers and revealed the existence of this project to the world, and Sam was the one that demanded that S.H.I.E.L.D. shut it down. Then, of course, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Maria Hill were against Sam because he was standing against them. But Steve Rogers at this time still stood with Sam. While Sam was remembering this, the leader of the Sons of Serpents opened fire on them, and they all charged at Steve's S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. So the two men teamed up to attack the leader of the Serpents. The leader grabbed a hostage, and using his personal teleporter, he teleported away. So Sam asks why S.H.I.E.L.D. is tracking him again, and Steve explains that they were actually tracking the Sons of the Serpents. But now they need to track down the rest of this group. So Sam takes off telling Steve to get all of their uniforms cleaned and then follow him. Then, using his power to speak to birds, he has all of the birds all poop on Steve Rogers' group. Then, continuing to use his link with the birds, he was able to find the head of the Sons of Serpents easy. He walked in and the man threatened to teleport again, so Sam threw his shield at the man, hitting him in the neck, forcing him to drop the teleporter. Then he asked the big question: where did a low-level group like the Sons of the Serpents get a teleporter? Armadillo walks up behind him. "I gave it to him, Sam." And he throws Sam out a window. Armadillo was a friend of Sam's because Sam promised to cure him in their last adventure. But there is no cure, and he failed to turn Armadillo back to normal. Obviously, Armadillo isn't happy about that, and he begins slamming Sam into buildings and the ground. Sam tries to explain, but he can't, so he gets Armadillo distracted with a screech from Red Wing, and then he kicks Armadillo into the path of a train to drop him. The leader of the Sons of Serpents was already gone, but the idiot hostage who was actually in on it was still around, so Sam grabbed him and lifted him off the ground to get answers. He explains that the whole thing was to get people to a mad scientist in New York. The mad scientist is paying $5,000 a head for healthy bodies. So Sam turned over all of the villains to Steve, and they all loaded back up on a plane back to Arizona, leading us back to the start of our story. Once he got on the plane, the Whisperer contacted Sam through his phone to inform him that the scientist in question was Dr. Carl Malice, a genetic scientist that was doing some pretty dirty things. Sam thanks him and tells him that he owes him, which leads to why Steve is mad at Sam. Sam is working with the Whisperer. They're actually friends, and since Steve is working for S.H.I.E.L.D., this is just a giant conflict of interest. Once the Whisperer leaked everything, Maria went on a rampage to track down the Whisperer. Sam didn't think the Whisperer did anything wrong, he only brought to light a potential problem. But Steve sided with S.H.I.E.L.D., explaining that the Whisperer didn't just hack and take the Kobik project, he hacked everything, and that's against the law, so they have to bring the Whisperer in. Sam continued to disagree and told Steve that he would be protecting the Whisperer. Sam begins to wonder if he did the right thing. No one seems to agree with his actions, and that's when a woman stepped over to thank Sam for what he did. Protecting the immigrants was all over the news, and she wanted Sam to know that her husband is from Mexico, and he was stating that someone was finally fighting for them. She thought that Sam should know. The plane for 1 minute all turned to Sam, and they all seemed thankful. Then they broke out into a loud political debate over immigrants coming into the country. But for that one moment, Sam knew that what he was doing was the right thing. And as the plane announced that it was beginning its descent, Sam got up, took his shield and the teleporter, and he teleported outside of the plane to begin his own descent as Captain America. This is the beginning of a 3-part series in which we're going to explain the Avengers Standoff event, which is coming soon. So don't forget to go check out our gaming channel, where every Friday we bring you a video game comic book, and we do some little bit of Let's Plays here and there and various other things. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian. I'll see you guys next time right here.